Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button to type questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please sign up for more. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com. And also, so you know, there are 6 colleges tonight, and each of those colleges will be presenting for 6 minutes. And with that, I will turn it over to our first presenter, the University of California, Irvine.
Thank you. Let me get set up here. I'm going to start sharing my screen so we can go over the presentation because I only have 6 minutes. Let's see, here we go. From the beginning. Come on, there we go. All right, hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here today. My name is Cheryl. I am from the University of California, Irvine. And let's see, we are located in the heart of Southern California, right in that sweet spot along the coast. We're about 40 miles south of LA and about 80 miles north of San Diego. Irvine itself has been named the safest big city for 14 years in a row. We're also known as the #1 for beach lovers because we're really just a few miles away from the beach. There is, let's see, the Newport Beach is like super close to us. And then we're also known as a #1 park system with over 16,000 acres of preserved natural habitat in Irvine. We're also very proud of our accolades and rankings. We're consistently among the top 10 public universities. We're known as a #1 value among public universities and also #1 for doing the most for the American dream. Additionally, #1 cool school for sustainability in the United States. We're also always in the top 5 most applied to universities in the United States. Another cool thing about Irvine is there's about 30% of all the Fortune 500 companies are located in Irvine. So that's really convenient for students who are looking for jobs, job shadowing experiences, and internships. We also have about 35,000 students in total. Over 30,000 of them are actually undergraduate students. So there's lots to do, lots to be engaged with. There's over 600 clubs and organizations. We are Division I for sports. And also we are a research institution. So there's lots of things, there's lots of projects that you can get involved with. It's open to all students, freshmen and transfer students in any major. So we do want you to encourage you to check out that as well. We have currently about 150 majors and minors to choose from. And we've actually developed on our website, uci.edu, go to undergrad admissions. We develop a resource for transfer students called the Related Majors Transfer Resource. And this is a really convenient way and quick and easy way for you to find like a good fit for you. So we know that lots of students are looking for a certain name of a major. For example, oftentimes students may be looking for something called kinesiology. And they're looking under the K's and they don't see it, and then they think that UCI doesn't have that. So we actually have exercise science that can land you in the same career field. And so that's what we did with this website here. So students it's all based on career clusters. So students can actually look through each of the offerings that we have to see if they can find something that will be a good fit for their career choices. And actually here is an overview. This is an aerial shot of the University of California, Irvine, and we are one of the youngest of the UCs, and we have a very unique design. You can see that it's all designed in a circle. So in the center is Aldridge Park, and that's a beautiful place for students to relax, and we have lots of places for students to, we often have a lot of fun activities happening there. All the student services and academic buildings are surrounding it. And we even have a very large shopping center that is located right across the street from campus. So you just go over this walking bridge and then you're right in the shopping center. So students don't even need a car when they're on campus. In the shopping center, there's sit-down restaurants and fast food places like In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A. There's hair and nail salons. There's grocery stores. There's a Target and a Trader Joe's and even a post office. So, and a movie theater. So like I said, you don't even need a car when you're on campus. And there's a convenient busing system that will take you either to the beach or out to one of the larger malls like Fashion Island or the Spectrum. So there's lots to see and do in Irvine. And we have a very, like I said, engaged campus, and hope that you will be able to visit us sometime. And if you, here's our contact information. If you grab that code, you can submit a form that you'll get lots more information. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Our next presenter is Chapman University.
I'm trying to stop sharing so she can share it. Okay.
Thanks, Cheryl. Let me see if I can get in here. Everyone. Hopefully everyone can see my slide.
Yeah, we can. You just want to hit from the beginning up there on the left. There you go. Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shannon Krogan. I'm not Yasmin Mendez. Sorry. We had a little bit of a last minute schedule change. My sidekick couldn't make it tonight, so I'm covering for her. I'm here. I just have 3 slides to talk a little bit about the transfer population here at Chapman. We are located also in Southern California, actually very close to UC Irvine. We are in the city of Orange in Orange County. Chapman is considered a medium-sized private liberal arts institution right now. We have about 7,600 undergraduate students as part of our on-campus population and about another 2,000 graduate students. So size-wise, kind of an area where you're probably not going to know everybody, but definitely see a lot of familiar faces kind of day in and day out. It's kind of a nice undergraduate population size. We have 20% of our students are first generation. And so we're very proud of that. We have a very robust incoming both high school class as well as a transfer class. We generally will bring in around 1,700 new freshmen right out of high school in our fall entering class, and then an additional 400 new transfer students. We also have a mid-year spring admission cycle for transfer students where we tend to welcome another 200 new transfer students to campus in the middle of the year. Just a couple of quick stats to go over for our transfer population. We have about a 58% admit rate for our transfer students, tends to be a little bit higher than our admit rate for our high school population. Average transfer GPA, usually between a 3.3, 3.4. We admit above that, we admit below that. That's generally where our merit academic scholarships tend to start. So we always push our transfers to try to kind of be at that average GPA or a little bit higher. That obviously helps with admission, but also helps with financial aid and scholarships and those types of things as well too. And again, size-wise of our class, we bring in about 400 new transfers in the fall and about 200 in the spring. Typically, we will get a little bit of a mixed bag, so to speak, when it comes to our transfer population. I always like to point this out. Because we're a private institution, you don't have to have a full 60 units in order to make a transfer move. So we do tend to get transfers both from community colleges as well as other 4-year institutions too. So we get a little mixture of a 2-year transfer student and students coming in from another 4-year campus as well. Technically at Chapman, we don't have any impacted majors. So that's good to know for our transfer students. And there is no minimum unit count in order to apply as a transfer student. Typically, your private colleges will tend to be a little bit more flexible as to when somebody could potentially make a transfer move. You don't always have to wait until you hit that junior standing, although many of our transfer students wait, of course, till they get to that point if they're at the community college, and then make a transfer move. Again, we offer both a fall and spring admission cycle. One thing I want to point out about mid-year spring for Chapman, there are 3 majors that are not open to applying into in the middle of the year. Everything else is open for both fall and spring. And that's primarily our film production, screen acting, and theater performance majors. We offer a variety of different types of degrees: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Fine Arts. We tend to recommend to our community college transfers, especially those that are in California, that if you're at a California community college, we do recommend maximizing your time there before you make a transfer move. Even though Chapman's a private institution, we do accept the IGETC, the CSU, or the ADT degree. And coming in with one of those types of transfer plans will actually negate most of the general education once you're at Chapman. So it can be a real kind of time and money saver for our transfer students. So we really do push community college transfers in California to try and come in that way if they can. Not an actual requirement to get admitted, but just something we strongly recommend. And it allows transfers to have more options to apply into as well too, more than just one school. I always say, you know, the biggest hurdle, I think 2 biggest hurdles to looking at a private school as a transfer student. One is, what do I need to do to get in there? And is it drastically different than what I have to do for maybe a Cal State or a UC? You're going to hear from a couple of private schools tonight. So hopefully you'll realize that it's not very different to get into private schools as it is to the same as UCs and Cal States. Many of us try to streamline that process as much as we can for our transfer students. And again, accepting the IGETC, the CSU patterns, and the ADT. The other hurdle, of course, is cost. So I put a little bit of kind of some facts and figures up here, not to scare anyone, but just to let students know what our yearly tuition is without any sort of financial aid. But then again, the number of students at Chapman that are on financial aid. We talk a lot about financial aid in our process at Chapman, almost as much as we talk about admissions. Admission offers are non-binding until you hear back from financial aid. So it's something that we really do discuss and try to be as hands-on with the students as much as possible. We really encourage transfers, again, to try and come in with the majority of their general education done, with as strong of a GPA as we possibly can to have out of you. Private schools will generally pull financial aid from the state, the federal government, and their own home institution. So our big messaging tonight is really not to shy away from looking at private schools. I know sometimes that cost looks a little scary, but a lot of your private colleges are pretty aggressive when it comes to financial aid and very willing to work with both high school and also transfer students as well. We offer a couple different types of financial aid programs and scholarship programs. I won't get into all of these, but again, we want students to still look at us, even if that cost is a little scary, so we can work with you in that process too. And with that, I think I'm done. I'll hand it over to the next presenter. I'm gonna stop sharing right there. There we go.
Thank you. Our next presenter is University of Redlands. Oh, sorry, I think I might have skipped someone. Chapman University? Who are we on?
Nope, just finished Chapman.
Yeah.
I think Redlands is
I think
next.
I wrote my list down wrong. Okay, University of Redlands, yeah.
Oops. I'm sharing the wrong screen. One moment. Hi, everyone. My name is Kylie Mulder. I'm the Associate Director of Transfer Recruitment at the University of Redlands. We are located as well in Southern California, which sort of makes sense that this is a WACAC fair. You're going to hear from a lot of California schools, maybe some Nevada as well. So we are really inland. So we are just about an hour and 10 minutes east of Los Angeles. We're north of San Diego, north of our colleagues at Chapman. So really just in a centrally located destination where you've got the mountains to the north, beaches to the south, deserts to the east, and big city to the west. So our mission at the University of Redlands, we were founded in 1907, is to educate both minds and hearts. something we really strive for is very personalized and individualized education. So how we educate the heart, we are still considered a small institution. We have just about 2,500 undergraduate students, and we're predominantly an undergraduate institution. So what that means is students get to come alongside faculty members as undergrads and do things like research, because we only have a handful of graduate programs. We are considered a residential community, so our students really live and learn at the University of Redlands. Even if you aren't living on campus, we really want you to get plugged into things like clubs and organizations. We have over 120 to join and be a part of. If you don't see something that really interests you, we also want students to create and think outside of the box and create your own club or organization as well. The thing that I think really sets us apart in regards to the heart of your education is that we actually require community service hours of our students in order to graduate. So every student is required to have a minimum of 80 hours of community service. And I think that really helps. One, it shapes our community on campus. I think that we have a university that's made up of individuals that I like to call other-minded focused. But that also, as you're pursuing your degree, you have a lens of social justice and giving back, no matter the next setting, if it's in your first professional setting or going off to graduate school. So educating the mind. As a liberal arts institution, you really are going to explore all of academia. Everything is really interrelated. As a transfer student, I love being able to share that we don't admit students based upon major. So yes, you can have prerequisites done if you're a biology major, but maybe you're really passionate about music. We don't want to box our students in, and we want to give you the opportunity to explore all areas that we provide on campus. So you're doing your breadth of your education as a transfer student. If you're at a California community college, fulfilling your general ed. But when you transfer to Redlands, we really want to get in depth. And at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you are a critical thinker, reader, and writer, all skills that are going to set you up for success. So as I shared, we do not admit students based upon major. Everyone really comes in as undecided or undeclared. We have over 40 programs to choose from. Our most popular majors, not to be misconstrued with that term impaction. We don't have impacted majors at the university, but popular just based on what students are looking for when they transfer. It's communication sciences and disorders. So anyone who's thinking of pursuing speech pathology and audiology, psychology is very popular. Our biology with a pre-med emphasis, now we have a human health studies program that really is becoming popular as well. We have some unique programs. One is our School of Music. It's a conservatory approach. So those students really are only taking very few general education courses, and then they are on the path for music composition, education, or performance. So transfer admission, similar to my colleague from Chapman, in regards to transfer credit, we really have tried to streamline the process for a student at a California community college, and I'll get to that in just a second. But there's two ways to apply. Similar to Chapman as well, we do accept students both fall and spring, whether that's through the common application for transfer, or we have our own Redlands application for transfer as well. We do a holistic review of our applicants. We want to get to know you more than just what we might consider a walking GPA in regards to your transcript. There's a lot of things to bring to the plate, and as a small community, we want to know how you're going to shape our community at Redlands. On average, our transfer students have a 3.2 cumulative GPA, and we typically recommend having a 2.8 or higher. I threw in a little tip about full-time course load recommendation, because Redlands, if you transfer, we require students to be full-time at our university. So the admissions committee likes to see that you too have been able to be a full-time student at your prior institution. So we do accept the IGETC or CSU GE Breadth certification, which really will just blanket most of our general ed requirements at Redlands. If you're not following a UC or CSU path, we have our own liberal arts inquiry. That's our GE pattern. And you can find how those courses would be met through a program that we use, Transferology. We also accept the following associate degrees to transfer, and that list is growing. We will accept up to 66 college units from a California community college. It is in your favor because it affects your financial aid. So we want you to be able to be at our institution for 2 years, still receiving financial aid. Sometimes I have students fight me on why we max you out on units. That's a little bit why. So in regards to financial aid, just like Shannon said, when you see sticker price for a private institution, a lot of people just shut down. Why are you talking to us about coming to your institution? That is without any type of financial aid applied. So at the University of Redlands, we can offer merit scholarships that are based upon academic performance. You can see that range. If you are a Phi Theta Kappa member, so you're part of an honors program at your institution, specifically Phi Theta Kappa, there's a scholarship there. We also have scholarships within our art, creative writing, music, and theater. One thing I want to end on is our transfer student success team. We have a program that is dedicated to the success of you as a transfer student. They send out weekly emails. They're really a program to help you start to finish at the U of R. And then my contact information is here. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Our next presenter is Whittier College.
Okay. Yes, hello. And my name's Genevieve. I'm the transfer admission counselor here at Whittier College. And I just want to thank you for joining me today. Let me get my slide ready. Okay. So Whittier is a nationally respected college of liberal arts and sciences. You might have heard about liberal arts colleges before, and it's really just about exploring ideas for many different fields, whether it's history, business, chemistry, or psychology, and making connections between them. Our courses have real depth, our students have a lot of talent, and our faculty have high expectations. So this environment will encourage you to challenge yourself and try new opportunities. When it comes to academic programs, Whittier gives you many choices. Our students can choose from over 30 majors, but the most popular are biology, kinesiology, business administration, and psychology. We also have pre-professional programs like pre-med and pre-physical therapy. But what stands out about Whittier is that we have a special program for students that already have a specific postgraduate path in mind called Whittier Scholars Program. WSP students tailor their major and coursework around a career or field they're interested in pursuing. An example of this could be children's author. So with that, you can combine creative writing courses with child development classes and be on your way to pursuing that career. But no matter which major you select, there will be an element of hands-on learning, whether that's through research, internships, study abroad, or community service. Whittier has big advantages that come from the personalized attention we give our students. We have about 1,700 students. This makes for an average class size of 19 students. And so this welcoming classroom setting really allows professors to get to know you, and you get to know the professors. And so you feel comfortable asking questions and engaging in classroom discussions. And so we really want to emphasize that no student, is without that individual attention they deserve. At Whittier, we have resources in place to encourage and support career preparation and postgraduate pursuits. 93% of our 2019 graduates are working, continuing their education, or volunteering. Whittier is recognized as the 15th most diverse liberal arts college in the nation, according to US News. And our student body reflects that diversity that Southern California is known for. Having people with so many different points of view makes for a fascinating and dynamic learning environment. So, Whittier is nationally respected. It provides students with a personalized college experience. It's also in a great location full of opportunities. This community is active and involved. We have over 70 student organizations. This is just your chance to get into something you love and do it with other people that feel the same way, or try something completely new. It's up to you. One more thing you should know about our campus: Whittier has a great athletic program. We have 11 sports for men, 11 for women, and about a third of our students take part. We compete in NCAA Division III, which means that even though we take sports seriously, the #1 priority will always be academics. The goal is to be a true scholar athlete. Whittier College is home. Hopefully everything we've discussed so far on the value of a liberal arts and sciences education, from academics to hands-on learning, personalized attention, and access, emphasizes that you'll be receiving a transformative education. I hope that you can already imagine yourself becoming a Whittier College poet. So what are the next steps to becoming a poet? Well, students can apply to Whittier College. We still are accepting fall 2021, but these are the requirements on the slide. We require a personal statement as part of the application, a letter of recommendation from a recent or current college professor, high school transcripts, and college transcripts. We have eliminated our application fee, so it's completely free to apply to Whittier, and there's no minimum number of credits needed, as my other colleagues have mentioned. And we honor the ADT commitment and accept EGEPSI coursework. So those are our two admission plans. We do have one for spring and one for fall, and the according deadlines for those. It's just important to get your FAFSA in, just so you can have the best financial aid package possible. Speaking of financial aid, I won't go into each one of these, but there's lots of opportunities available. Need-based aid off of the FAFSA results, but then also the California Community College Advantage Program, which is for students transferring from a California community college that have at least 30 credits and a 2.9 GPA, and it will offer a reduced tuition. So big plus for Whittier College. And then the John Greenleaf Whittier Scholarship, which every student is considered for, which is $15,000 to $25,000 per year. And with that, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to learn about Whittier College.
Sorry, thank you. Our next presenter is California Lutheran University.
Just 1 second, and then we'll jump into it. Sorry, Karen, you have to slide.
Yeah, got it. Got it.
Thank you. Okay, so as she mentioned earlier, we are California Lutheran University. My name is Destiny, and I'm one of our transfer admission counselors. And then I also have...
My name is Karen. I'm also one of the transfer admission counselors at Cal Lutheran.
Okay, so just kind of starting out, Cal Lutheran we're a pretty small private school located in Thousand Oaks, California. So our undergrad population is a little bit over 3,000 students. And I would say every fall we bring in anywhere from 200 to 250 new transfer students. And then Karen, if you can go to the next slide, please. And so we offer 41 majors and minors. Some of our popular majors are bio, business, communication, exercise science, and psychology. And we're also a school where no majors are impacted. So whatever major you're applying for, you should be able to get into that program without having to go through any additional hoops. Another program that we offer that I'll cover just really briefly is our bachelor's degree for professionals program. And this is essentially a program for students who maybe work during the day and are not able to attend class during traditional hours and just need a little bit more support and availability. For that program, we do offer 9 majors, which are all listed here. And it is something that we're happy to walk through more with you if this is something that you're interested in. And then academic support. So CalU, like I mentioned before, is pretty small. Our average class size is about 17 students to 1 professor, with the exception of obviously like general ed courses. So we have a lot of great resources on campus, like students have a faculty and academic advisor. We have a math center and a writing center inside of our library that are free for all students. So if you need tutoring or help with your papers or anything like that. And then we also have a career center, which one thing that's really great about our career center is all of our students receive lifelong membership. So even when you've graduated, if you're an alumni and you're like, I want to change fields and I need help with my resume, or I need help with interview prep, you can always utilize our services, which is something that I think is really, really great. And I'm going to pass it along to Karen.
You, Destiny. So as far as application admission requirements, as far as the traditional undergraduate program, we ask students to complete a common application. We also ask for official transcripts from all colleges and universities attended. I know for some students who, let's say, attended a college or university and for one semester and they withdrew from those classes, we would still ask for those transcripts just to show that you withdrew from those classes. We also ask for a letter of recommendation from a counselor or a professor. We also ask for a 2.75 GPA and 30 or more transferable credits. I do want to mention that we do also do a holistic review of the student's application, although these are important requirements that we considered in regards to making the admission decision for students. We want to take a look at the student's entire application. And just like the other universities that mentioned, we do honor IGETC and CSUGE breadth pathways. We also accept 70 transferable credits. And then as far as our bachelor's degree for professionals, it is a separate program. And so we ask for a separate online application, official transcripts, a resume, a 2.25 GPA, 2 to 3 years of work experience, and 24 transferable college credits. All right, so as far as scholarships and tuition for the traditional undergraduate program, we do provide a lot of scholarship opportunities for our students, and mainly the academic merit scholarship, which actually goes up to $24,500. Now that's all transfer students who apply to Cal Lutheran will automatically be considered for an academic merit scholarship, and that's based off of your GPA and credits. So the higher GPA you have and the more credits, you're going to see that higher end of the scholarship. We also have what's called a transfer achievement scholarship, which can go up to full tuition. And that's basically based off of a interview that we have with students. We also have visual and performing arts, which can go up to $30,000, as well as our congregation partners in education, which can go up to $2,500. You can also see our average financial aid packages for our students in regards to the tuition and so forth. If you have any questions, I have the phone number, office phone number, and the transfer email, direct email. So please don't hesitate to reach out should you have any questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Fresno Pacific University.
All right, thank you so much. Just gonna get started here. My name is Emma Heinrichs, and I am one of the transfer admission counselors here at Fresno Pacific University. So thanks so much for being here, and get started to talk to you a little bit about FPU. So Fresno Pacific is located in Fresno, California, which is right in the heart of the state. We are in the Central Valley. We are actually the only private Christian university that's accredited in the Central Valley. We are the 5th largest city in California. We have close proximity to 3 different national parks, and we are close by to the beach as well. And there's a lot to love about Fresno and about the location that we're in. And so that is something that I really love about our campus as well. We are a small university with just over 1,000 students in our traditional undergraduate population. And 47% of those students identify as Latinx. And this is something that we're really proud of. We are proud of the diversity that we have on our campus, as well as being able to represent the diversity of California's Central Valley and be able to be known as what's called a Hispanic serving institution. That's something that we're very proud of and embrace our students from lots of different cultural backgrounds. Some stats on our academic life here. We have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Our class sizes are an average of about 20 students. We have over 100 areas of study with 40 majors and 38 minors. So while we are a small university, we have a lot of different programs available to students. We are not impacted in any of our majors or programs. And when you apply as a transfer student to Fresno Pacific, you don't have to apply to be admitted to a specific program. Once you are admitted, you're admitted to any of the programs other than our nursing program, which just requires another application. Our average student GPA is a 3.4, which is just reflective of the support that our students have, both in and out of the classroom with those small class sizes, accessibility to their professors, as well as to built-in tutoring and support opportunities for students. And 81% of our faculty have terminal degrees, meaning that they have the highest degree obtainable in their respective field or program. So our classes are actually not taught by TAs, they're taught by professors. And so students have the opportunity to gain firsthand knowledge of their specific program from their professor. Our most popular majors on campus are psychology, kinesiology, business, communications, and pre-health sciences. And again, not impacted in any of these programs. For transfer students, something that is really exciting and just contributes to the accessibility really of finishing their degree at Fresno Pacific is our 2-year graduation guarantee. So any students who are at a community college who are earning their ADT can transfer to Fresno Pacific with a guarantee that they will finish their bachelor's degree in 2 years. If they meet requirements of, passing all their classes and, if you're taking a full load of classes and everything like that, we are very confident that you will get the classes that you need in order to graduate on time. And if for some reason you're not able to get a class or there's something that happens that requires you to take longer, we will actually pay for the tuition of the additional semester. Something that is really important for our students to know about is financial aid. As a private institution, there are often a lot of questions about financial aid and kind of just looking at our sticker price of tuition and wondering if we may be an option. But the truth is that 98% of our students do receive financial aid. So hardly any of our students are paying that full tuition price. We do have automatic academic scholarships awarded to all of our incoming students, depending on eligibility for GPA. We also have 169 private donor scholarships available to students. These are available to all of our students, and students are invited to apply to as many as they want. And we have been rated the #1 most affordable Christian college and university in the Western US. So that's something we're also really proud of, to be able to provide a private Christian education to students and do so accessibly. So for transfer students, like I mentioned, there's that automatic transfer academic scholarship that if you qualify for, you will be awarded automatically. These range from $5,000 to $11,000 per year. And our 2-year graduation guarantee is also part of that way in which Fresno Pacific becomes affordable and accessible for transfer students. So if you are interested in getting started with us, our application can be filled out online. We require official transcripts from all colleges you have attended, as well as your high school. And we do accept applications on a rolling admission basis. So whenever you apply, there is an opportunity to be admitted into the following semester. And here's my contact information. I would love to talk to you more about our university, help answer any questions that you might have. And thank you for your time.
Okay, great. We're going to do a really quick lightning round here. If I could have all of our panelists turn their cameras back on, we'll start back up at the top with University of California, Irvine. And if you could each just share really quick a piece of advice you'd give someone going through the transfer process.
Certainly. I was an academic advisor for many years throughout my career. So my goal was always to help ensure that students are not wasting time, effort, or money taking the wrong classes. So definitely do proper transfer planning. California students, California community college students can easily access the assist.org website to make sure that you are taking the right courses for your particular major at UCI.
Am I next? Sorry. I would say real quick to definitely back that up what Cheryl said as well. And I would say many of us probably, at least at the private institutions, have transfer teams that we encourage transfers to meet with us before you actually apply for admission. Oftentimes we will work with you. We know you're applying to other campuses and not just ours, which is fine. So we're trying to find the best way to streamline that process for you and help you with your transfer planning ahead of time so that you know exactly what you need to do and when you need to do it by. So don't be afraid to reach out to the transfer teams and meet with those folks before you apply for admission, if you can.
I always tell students, don't let the cost of attendance be the reason you don't apply. You don't start at Z, you start at A, and a lot of times A doesn't cost you anything but time, writing an essay, and look for outside scholarships and apply early for those. I know a lot of times students will think that they're really applicable to a senior in high school, but that's not necessarily the case. So apply, don't let a cost prevent you from doing so, and look for additional funds that can help support your education.
I would just like to echo that as well. Don't let the tuition scare you away. You know, I attended a private college as an undergraduate because it was the cheapest between, you know, any other places I was looking into. But the other second piece of advice I'd say is, especially now that campuses are opening up again, I would encourage you to take a campus tour, because that's often the best sense to really get to know what it feels like to be on campus, because it's going to be your home for the next year or 2 or 3. So take advantage of those opportunities.
If I had to give quick advice, I would say when you're looking at schools and you're seeing their requirements, don't let not meeting one of those stop you. A lot of offices want to help. And if it's a matter of, like sending an email and being like, I really want to come here, how can I make this happen? Don't write the school off just because you think you don't meet what they're asking for. There's a lot of room and support for you.
I was literally going to say the same thing, Destiny. And basically just to echo what she said, don't let's say if you don't meet an admission requirement, let that discourage you from applying. And I also wanted to mention, like, don't be afraid to ask questions. We're really focused on assisting students with the application process. So reaching out to your counselor, don't hesitate. Don't ever hesitate, because we're here to support you.
I agree with all the advice that's been given so far, but just to add another piece to it, I would say to apply as early as you can as well. You just never know what options might be available to you until you ask, until you meet with a counselor, until you have that, you know, maybe on campus or virtual appointment and get some of your specific questions answered. Every single transfer student is different, has a different journey that's brought them to the point of transferring. And so you are unique, and we want to help you actually get to our university to meet your goals. And we want to help you do that in the unique ways that you need help doing that.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, for that great advice. Thank you, all students, for joining us. When this window closes, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We appreciate any feedback you can provide. This is just one of many different sessions being hosted, so please sign up for more. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session and many others at strivescan.com/WACAC. And with that, thank you, everyone, and have a great night.